if you take the train and if you don't get lost and if you don't get on the wrong train, which may or may not have happened to us. This is where you are going to splurge a little bit, all right? This is not the balsamic that you get at Trader Joe's, that you get at Whole Foods. That's not real balsamic vinegar. This is the real thing. That have to do gelato when we come to Italy, but it's a hot day here, so this is melting fast, so I gotta do this quick. This is probably one of the best meals that we've had in Italy so far on the trip, and boy, that is high praise, because we've had some great food while we're here. Welcome to Destination Eat Drink, the travel channel for foodies. I'm Brent Peterson. I'm an American living in Portugal, and we're continuing our road trip in Italy. We came from Ravenna this morning, and if you want to see that video, check out the playlist of my Italy road trip. You can watch that and subscribe to the channel. It only takes about an hour and a half to get from Ravenna to Modena, if you take the train and if you don't get lost and if you don't get on the wrong train, which may or may not have happened to us. I made good on my promise. When I come to a new city, one of the first things I like to do is go to the market, and that's exactly what we did. And it's a really nice market. They've got a ton of produce. Keep in mind, in Italy and in most of Europe, when you go to these markets, the covered markets, you're not buying directly from the farmers. They're wholesaling. But the quality of the produce is really, really good. And you also get a lot of local makers and local products there, and that's what we went for. So we got some cheese here, and this is a local, I believe it's a raw milk cheese. Aged 3 to 4 months, the lady said. She was very helpful. Got by with my basic kindergarten level Italian. Chewy. By that I mean soft, with some nice barnyard floor, you know, stinky feet cheese. And then I got these nice sesame breadsticks, which were really tasty. The bread guy was really good too. With cheese, perfect. Now, could have stayed in the market and had our snacks there, and we tried to do that. But when we said we only wanted a glass of wine, we got shooed away from a couple different places. Really want you to eat lunch there, eat food there. Really didn't feel welcome just ordering drinks, which is too bad. And that's not to say that you shouldn't go to that market, because it's really nice. But, you know, if you're going to sit down and have some food, you're probably going to have to order a whole meal rather than just get beverages like we were trying to do. Anyway, been looking forward to coming here to Modena. We're finally here. We're going to try some balsamic vinegar for sure, and we're definitely going to try some local wine. So keep watching for that. I think this is going to be a fun, foodie-filled video. This is the Giuseppe Giusti balsamic vinegar store. Giuseppe Giusti is the oldest producer of balsamic in Modena, probably the most famous as well. Their manufacturing facility where they age the vinegar and stuff, that's outside of Modena. This is just a retail store, but the ladies inside are very knowledgeable, and they will let you do a tasting in there. And we tried like 10 different balsamics of different varieties, aged from 25 years down to, you know, ones that are basically used for salad dressing. And it's all super high quality, super tasty. And this is where you are going to splurge a little bit, all right? This is not the balsamic that you get at Trader Joe's, that you get in Whole Foods. That's not real balsamic vinegar. This is the real thing that's aged in barrels. So we didn't go for the high end. I didn't splash out for that, but I did get a really nice bottle that we can carry onto the plane with us. And then this one, which will just be like a little finishing, maybe use this with salads and whatnot. But they had a wide range of collections too, in boxes with several different bottles in it. They had one in there that had different shelves of balsamic and these really beautiful bottles, and it went for 5,000 euros. So that's the kind of money you can spend. We spent about, I think it was about 50 on these two bottles, which I think is very reasonable for something that is going to last a long time. We're only going to use a few drops at a time. Really good stuff. Bologna is famous for its porticos, and we'll see those when we head there next. But really, you'll see porticos all over Emilia-Romagna. They were in Ravenna when we were there, and they're here in Modena. And they not only serve an aesthetic purpose, I mean, look how nice they look, but they also serve a functional purpose. They keep you cool from the hot Emilia-Romagna sun. And when it gets hot outside, you can walk under these and be significantly cooler. Have to do gelato when we come to Italy, but it's a hot day here, so this is melting fast. So I got to do this quick. Good gelato place. They had a line out the door when we got here. So, and the gelato is in covered containers, so you know it's good. And Karen got the pecan and coconut. That's so good. Got two flavors for €3 in the piccolo. I thought that's a good deal. And then I got the lemon and raspberry. Wow. All right. This is melting fast. So on to our next place, but it's super good. We're on our way to our next stop, and we happen past this music conservatory, and some singers are rehearsing. That's good. Back in the 70s, there was an ad on TV about something called Riuniti, which was a sparkling wine that was sold in the United States, and it was very low quality. It was basically the Boone's Farm of sparkling wines. But Riuniti was made from Lambrusco, which is from this area of Emilia-Romagna, from Modena. And you can get Lambrusco here, and Lambrusco is actually very good. It just got a bad reputation in the 70s that it really hasn't overcome yet. But, you get a nice Frizzante Lambrusco here in Emilia-Romagna, and it's good. It's dry. It's not sweet. It's very tasty.
Riuniti au nas.
Behind me is the tower and the Cathedral of Modena, and cathedral's worth going inside. You can climb the tower for €6, but the cathedral's free to enter, and it's interesting. There's a lot of marble in there, tons of marble, and some interesting artwork and frescoes and stuff like that. So it's interesting to look in there and see the Romanesque church. But what this is really famous for is this is where Pavarotti's funeral was held when he died. Of course, Pavarotti, the famous opera singer, is the most famous person from Modena. His museum is here, and his funeral was held right here. And you can imagine this square, Piazza Grande, was overflowing with mourners when he died. Time for dinner, and even before we got our entrees, I was really impressed. They served a amuse-bouche, which was a riff on a poverty dish here in Modena. I mean, the poorest of the poor, it was a flatbread made of just water and flour and maybe some salt if they had salt. But that was it. But these guys took it to an amazing level with some Parmesan in it, and it was creamy and delicious and amazing. So, great start. I ordered this barbecued oyster mushrooms, and it comes with some mayo. Also has grilled peaches on the inside. So you get smoky and sweet together. Incredible, incredible. And then look at this. Fried sage leaves, but fried in tempura, not just oil. Never had anything like that. That is incredible. Karen got an eggplant roasted with a coating of seeds and fresh fava beans. Pecorino cheese sauce. Incredible. This is probably one of the best meals that we've had in Italy so far on the trip. And boy, that is high praise, because we've had some great food while we're here. Nice, Nice job. Got a couple of espressos. Nice strong coffee. They're serious about it here. They've got tons of beans for sale and really, really good coffee. Plus some paraphernalia from coffee making, including the bags and the machine behind me. So cool spot and super tasty coffee. This will keep us going. So we're heading out of Modena, and I got my backpack on. We're heading over to the train station. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up with all of our Italy road trip. We've just got one stop left, but there's a ton more videos on the playlist of our Italy road trip. Got a little snack to keep us going for the short train ride over. And I asked the guy what was typical of Modena, and this is what he steered us towards. First of all, this is a amaretti cookie. Yeah, you wouldn't have to tell me it's amaretto. Mmm, so nice and chewy and crispy on the outside. You can taste that amaretto. So good, delicious. And then this one, when he said this was a typical savory treat, Karen said, yes, get this one. This is ricotta and spinach, but it's got shortbread. It's not like a calzone crust. Oh, so it's sweet. There's more like there's a tiny, probably can't see it. There's a tiny little layer of like sugar syrup on there on top. Tasty. All right. So that's going to do it for this one. If you want to check out my Portugal ebooks, foodie travel guides, you can get those at buymeacoffee.com/destination eat drink. I've got a bunch of them there, including my one to all of Portugal for just $9.99, or you can just throw me a couple of bucks and support the channel at buymeacoffee.com/destination eat drink. I'm Brent Peterson. See you down the road. Should have gotten a dozen of these.
That we made in collaboration with the